Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to use AppSheet to create an inventory management that has multiple locations or multiple stores. If you have your Google Sheet ready, you can follow me. At the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to create an inventory management using AppSheet. The first thing that we need to do is to build our database. In this example, I'm using the Google Sheets. You can also use other databases such as MySQL or AppSheet DB. So the first table I have here is the item. In this table, this will be the databases for all of your products in all your stores. So in short, this will be the reference of all of your items in your stores. Then the second table that I have is the inventory. So in this table, this will be, you can see the stocks level of each product in each store. So basically, this is the databases of the inventory of all of your stores. And the third table I have here is just a store. So in this example app that we are going to do, I have 3 stores. So A, B, C store. And it has store code, name, and a photo. It's an optional. Let's build first our item list or our database for the items. So I added the add-ons in my Google Sheets, so I can just simply click this icon, App Sheet, and it will create the app. Let's create the app first. Alright, just wait until it loads. So I can name this application management version 2023-1. Okay, so this will be my app name. Then the first thing that we need to do is to review the table. So I already actually added the photos here from the internet. I just copied the URL. This is an optional. So we have here an item code, name, price, unit price. I mean the unit and then the photo. So I'm going first to review the table. In this table, the items database, our key column here is the item code. Let's keep it as a text type. And also, if you wanted to use the other type view, there you can just click this, and it switches to this the latest version view. But I still would like to work with the old view. All right. Then name here, name, price. You can select what currency you would like. So let's keep it in the US dollar and has 2 decimal digit. And image is a photo. Okay, let's keep it all mandatory. Then, since you added this first table, it's automatically create a view. So let's review the view, and let's you can change the icon display here. So display will be, let's say, list, anything list. Okay. So you can decide here if you would like to put it in the menu side. So I can just put it in the menu side, this side, and then the deck view, sort by name. So what will be the primary header, which is the here, let's say the name. Then maybe I want to put the unit, and then I will put the price here. All right, I don't want to display the action bar unless here they need to open the or to click the row. So it's done. So that's the first table that we created. If you wanted to add a product, you can just click the plus sign here. What is the item code? You can use an auto-generated code by using the unique ID. In this example, I would like just to use the barcode of the product as long as it's unique. So you can add unit price, the unit, then a photo. All right. Then the second thing that we need to add is we're going to add the inventory. Oh, sorry. Let's add first the stores. Okay. So let's add the store. I can just click this. Depending on how many stores you have. So in this example, I have 3 stores. I added 3 stores in this. Or let's make it simple. Let's make it 2 stores only to make this tutorial less time. Okay. So here the store code, I keep it as a number. It's fine. And no separator. Name, and that's it. Photo is not mandatory. Then let's create a view for this. So I'm going to go to the UX and create new view, and then I'm gonna just name this view. This is the stores. Select the table and let's keep it in the deck view and amino side, and then maybe we can sort it by store code. Then we have the name. Let's get the name here. Name. Then maybe store code, and let's say none. Then none. Store code. Let's say none. Yeah, this should be okay. Or let's put it here. Store code, then none here. Alright. Then the action, we don't want to show it. Then display, we can just change it into store if you have anything here. Icon. Okay, let's use this. Alright, so in the side menu, we have this views. You can always rearrange the view here if you would like to rearrange the orders, or I mean the order of the menu view. You can just simply goes to here, rearrange menu. You can just drag this. If you wanted store first, then item first. All right. And then the next thing that we need to add is the inventory table. In the inventory table, this is where your you can see the available stocks in each store, the items available as well. So we have the ID, the store, item code, the unit price, available stocks, and a photo is an optional. You can add some columns if you would like as well. So since it's already added in the suggested table here, I can just click this add table inventory. All right. Let's review the table, and in this inventory, the key column here, it will be the ID, and store, let's keep it as a reference of stores, which is already system automatically generate. Item code, I would like to keep it as a reference also. So the reference will be the item, and then make sure this table, the item, and the store, the label is correct. So first, let's review the item. So the item here, the label is name, which is correct. And in store, it should be also a label. Name is the label. Let's go back to the table inventory. Then here in the unit, this will be a text. It's fine. That will be unit price as well. It's fine. Okay, US dollar. Available stock, it should be a number. Photo, it will be an image type. Then here, the ID, this is the key column here. So let's edit this. So we should set an initial value here. So since we have a multiple store, we need to use this expression, concatenate. Since it might be, for example, in store 1 you have apple, in store 2 you have also apple. So we don't want to have a duplicate item code for apple. So in order to have a unique, to keep it unique, we can use concatenate, then store. So it will be, let's say in store 1, it will be 1 dash 123 if the item code is 123 for the apple. Okay, so this will be the item code. So this will be the key column in this, in the inventory. And it should be editable is blank. So meaning if this is empty, it can be editable. Since there is an initial value in this column, so this table, this column, it always has a value. So this will be not editable once you added it. All right. Then let's create a view for this. And let's create a view. Let's go to the slices first. So in the inventory, as I mentioned early, this table, this is where you will see all the availability in each store. So what we're going to do first is to create a slice. Okay. Then the slice, it will be the inventory table. And this inventory, I'm gonna name this as A store. So this is the first store. Then here we're gonna have a custom expression here. So we're gonna say store, second, or is it store is equals to 1. Okay, equals to 1. Okay, so this will be, keep it like that. Then I'm going to copy this, or let's put dash in this. I'm going to copy this. So this will be B store. No, it's not allowed the dash. So store is equals to 2. All right. Then what we're going to do next is we will create a view for this. So this will be a store. So select that one and let's keep it in the table view, for example. And we're gonna sort it by, let's say by item, and then we're gonna group it. Oh, it's fine. Column order. Let's say we wanted to see all the columns, and that's it. And keep it in the menu for now. And then I'm going to copy this, and then this will be the B store. The reason why I put this in the menu now, not in the reference, because we wanted to edit later on the detailed view of this. Okay, change this, and that's it. Then we have to create a dashboard to see. So I'm gonna name this as inventory, and this will be a dashboard type. And since I'm designing this inventory in a mobile platform, I'm going to click this, and I'm going to add the values here. Entries, so A store, B store. All right, then display, it will be, let's say, inventory, anything here that suits. Let's put like this. All right, and then I'm gonna put this on the first one. All right, so now as you can see, we have A store and B store here. Okay, so now we need to allocate an items here, but make sure the slices that you created, it allows add, and allows add. and A store as well allows the add. Okay, and the reason why there is no add action here, if it's not showing the add action, you need to go to the options here, UX options. We have here the dashboard view. Dashboard, make sure it's checked, and you can see here the add icon. Okay, but we don't want to use this action here. Okay, we need to use a different action which is coming from the slice. Okay, so we're going to create first a slice which is for allocation. This is to customize the form. New slice. So this will be new inventory. I'm gonna name this as new inventory, and this will be only on ads only. So select the table. The table will be the inventory, and only for ads. Then let's create a view for this. New view, and this will be a form type, and this will be new inventory. I'm gonna just name this new inventory, and then gonna keep this in reference view. All right, reference view, and then so the name of the app link for this is new inventory. Once you're done for that, let's save first. Okay, so we have now our inventory here. We need to hide this plus sign, guys, because we don't want to use this icon. So let's go to the table, inventory table. So we don't need to show this add. Instead, we're going to create an action for a specific store. So A store, B store. So this one is for A store, new inventory. So this will be in the inventory, and going to display name this. The display name will be new inventory. Action will be, let's say, this is any hand here. Okay. So here we can go to another view within this app, and then just use link to view. Link to form. The purpose of this link to form, guys, is whenever we are in this store, once we click plus sign, the store will be automatically filled up. Okay, so here, new inventory, this is the view that we created. So here we have the column which is the store, so I'm gonna put a value which is 1. Okay, because the store 1, the A store, the store code for that is 1, so I'm going to put number 1 as well. Then I'm gonna display it as primary, and then I'm going to copy this again, and this will be for B store, and I will just change this into 2. Alright, so currently, guys, we are just setting up our inventory for each stores. We did not yet done for the because you can see this, there are 2 actions here. We don't want to do that. Then let's go back to the slice, and we have A store and B store, so we can only, let's say, show now the A store. Okay, this is for the A store action. B store is also, we can assign this here and save. Now let's going to test this. Maybe we can put some color here. Give me a second. Branding, let's say I'm going to put this blue. Up logo, show header, let's say, okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. All right, now if you're going to test this, A store and B store, so this is the stores that we have. A store, as you can see, new inventory. Oops, it's not coming. And that's it. So in new inventory, let's set what will be the second. So the slice here for the new inventory, item code store. Let's add. Okay, the store is missing here. Sorry, we have to use this table, yeah, for the new inventory. So we are referencing the wrong table, so that's why. All right, let's go back. So this is the inventory. As you can see, the store, it's already added, and I mean the ID is already added. Sorry, the store is automatically added here, as you can see. So A store, because I am in the A store. B store, I am in the B store. So once you added a product, the reason why in the inventory we use this formula in the ID here, concatenate store and item code. The reason for that is when you are in the B store or A store, when you're adding a product, an item code, let's say an apple. So the ID for this apple, it will be, instead of 1001, it become 1-01. So let's try to allocate a products or an items in each store. So let's say I'm going to allocate in A store an item for apple, and let's say it has, let's say, kiji, or we can actually put some enum selection here. Let's say I'm going to add this as kiji, and let's say piece. Okay, let's do that. Just to make sure there's a dot. All right, there's a dot. So since we already set up the inventory table, we're going to allocate the product for each store. So I have store, A store, B store. So currently there are no items there. So we need to allocate first. So A store, I'm going to allocate an apple. Let's say this is kiji, and then the unit price, let's say 2. And then available stocks, what are the initial stocks? Let's say we put 100 for now. And okay. And we need actually to automate this process. So when we select an apple, we wanted to put the unit price here, not to manually add. And also the photo should be automatically generated. So in this example, right now, it's not auto-generated. What we can do is we can keep this here in the app formula for this table, inventory. Once users select the apple, the unit should be automatically displayed. So we can just use the referencing. So let's go to the item and see the unit here. Just click that one. Okay. And then for the unit price, we need also to automatically generate it. So we are using here the referencing. And the photo is also automatically generated, should be. All right, so we already added the referencing. Now when we allocate a product, once the user select the item code, it should be generated automatically. Okay, let's allocate for A store. Item code is, let's say, apple. As you can see, the unit is already generated. The unit price is automatically generated, as well as the photo. Let's put initial value of 200 for, let's say, save it. And if you wanted to allocate as well an apple in the same store, I will show you an example. It will not allow. If you want to save, you cannot save it because there is already an allocation of apple in this store. So let's allocate another one. Let's say banana. Let's allocate here 200 as well. Then let's allocate another one in this, let's say grapes, and let's say 200 also. Okay, so these are the items that I'm going to monitor in this A store. So you can see here the unit price and then the available stocks. You can also decide the views in this specific store. Let's say you wanted first to see the item code, or let's say the item code. Then you need to see the unit price, and then the unit price, then available stocks, or that's how you're gonna, yeah. Let's do that. Also in the B store, you can also customize the views. So let's say I'm going to follow what is in the first store. So let's say this is item code, and this will be the unit, and then this will be the price, and then let's say the available stocks, and that's it. Let's save first. Now guys, let's going to allocate the second store, which is I name it as B store, before we proceed to the next procedure. So this is the B store here. I'm going to allocate as well, let's say an apple, and available stock, let's say 300. And if I'm going to allocate again an apple, it will not allow me to save because there is already an apple there. So let's going to allocate banana, let's say 300. Then here we can allocate the same product in different store. So we have 300 as well. So now our inventory is ready. So these are the items that we are going to monitor in A store and in B store. Now let's add the third table. It's a fourth table, by the way. So we added the item, the store, the inventory, and then let's add the stocks out. Okay. So the purpose of this table, the stocks out, this is actually the details. When it was taxed out, who is the user, and which store is that. Then in stocks out log, this is connected to this table. So in each row of this, you are gonna have maybe multiple items in stocks out log, which is connected by one column, and the column I called it ID. Let's add these two tables, stocks out and stocks out log. So it's already here in the suggestion. I can just click. So stocks out. Then I'm going to add the second table, which is the stocks out log. And before I forget, guys, the reason why I put this in the menu side, this A store and B store, is maybe you are going to define the detailed view of this, as you can see. So let's see here, as you can see, you can modify the view. So whatever you wanted to be in order, the column order of this. Okay. So let's keep it there for the meantime. So let's review now the two tables that we recently added, the stocks out. So in the stocks out, we have just these columns. So we have the ID, which is the key column here. So I'm going just to put this behavior, update behavior here. So this will be editable if it's blank this. So we don't want them to edit this. because this is the key column of this table. All right, then date and time, it should be date and time, and it should be, the initial value should be now. And also we can define if we are going to use the long date format. So you can just check this, and you can ignore seconds also. And since this is, we need to monitor the date, the actual date and time, we don't want them to edit this time. So I can just put in update behavior as well here. So this, it is blank, this. All right, now the store will be a reference type, and it's auto generated already, so this is a reference type. Yeah. And also guys, by the way, in the, if you have multiple stores and if you wanted it to sort it by alphabetical, you can add a data validation here. Okay, and also in the items you can add as well a data validation to make it alphabetical. Okay, let's save first. Let's add first the stacks out here. Let's add a view, or maybe later. Yeah. Once we're done for that, we can review the stacks out log, which is the table that we recently added as well. So over here, the key column here, it's SOI, meaning stacks out ID, just an abbreviation. And then you can use any labels here. So I'm gonna use the ID here as a label. Then in date time here, we can remove this expression. So the date time in stacks out log, it should be the same as well, the date and time of the stacks out. So we have date and time here, and we have also date and time. It should be the same. So in order to do that, first we have to, this ID here, keep it as a reference. And the reference will be stack out. Make sure you tick this part, okay, because this is the child records of the stack out table. Then next is, we can now define the date and time here. Let's save first before we do that. So date and time, it should be a date and time as well. And we can just do the referencing in the stacks out. Select the table, then date and time here. The same goes with the store. When the user select in stacks out what will be the store also will be the same. So we're gonna use differencing as well. All right, so the item code, it will be a reference type here. It will be a reference type, and then the reference should be items. But over here, we need to add a formula here. So in a stacks out, if they are going to select a store, we wanted them only to see what are those items within that store, right? Here. So we need to have a formula later on. We can apply a formula later on, okay? Or we can, then here, the unit, it should be also a referencing. The referencing, so but this time it will be in item. So differencing, okay? Then unit price is also a day reference. So you choose the item table, and it will be the price here. Then we have the quantity here. It should be a number. Let's keep it mandatory. And also item code is mandatory. Total amount, this will be a price. The total amount is just a multiplication of quantity times the unit price. So it will be here, price. So I'm gonna just put a, give me a second. This should be 2 decimal digits. And let's make it uniform, the currency. Then it should be available stocks. Sorry, where is it? Okay. So here we're gonna use the quantity times the unit price. So that's the total amount. And what we have next is the available stocks. It should be a number type. Same goes with the new available stocks. So the reason for this, guys, is we wanted to monitor in our sheets. We wanted to monitor the history of the availability of the stocks. So how many when it was before we release the stocks or before we stocks out, and now how many is the new value. So that's the reason of these two columns. And then the item ID, we can just keep it as a text, and this should be we can add here a concatenation. So we have to concatenate the item ID. We have to concatenate the store and then the item code. Okay, so here is concatenate store first dash. This is the same way we use in the inventory as well, to concatenate store dash item code. All right, store dash item code. And then we have to also let's save first. And then we have to put the available stocks here. So we can put here in initial value. The available stocks we're gonna look up. We're gonna look up in inventory. Then we're gonna look up in the available stocks. This row dot item ID is equals to item here in the inventory, guys. We're gonna look up it here. Is equals to ID. Sorry, this is select actually. We can use select here. Okay, select this row item ID is equals to item ID. Or since select is not valid, so all we have to do, we can use lookup instead. So we're gonna look up the this row dot item ID. Where are we gonna look up? We're gonna look up in the inventory. We're gonna look up in the ID. So the ID in the inventory, we're gonna look up this. Then result will be, what will be the result? The result will be, I need the available stocks. This should be okay. All right. Then we have also to here there is a, since this is an initial value, we have to put a behavior here, not to be editable. So it will be is blank. So we don't want them to edit this. Is blank this. Let's save. Let's save for the meantime. This might be a long video, guys. All right, so next thing we need to do is to look up the available stocks, the new available stocks. So the new available stocks, guys, is we have just to minus the since this is a stacks out, so the idea of this is whatever is the quantity that the user put in the form in the stacks out, we will just minus the available stacks minus the what do you call this, the new the quantity. So that's how we're gonna have a formula for that here. So over here we can put it in the initial value here. Just a second. So here we're gonna put here whatever is the available stacks, or sorry, here available stacks minus the quantity. Okay, and of course we're gonna also put the this expression here. I'm gonna just copy that. Update behavior editable is blank this. Okay, I'm gonna save this first. Let's save. So now let's add. I guess this is the best way is first to add the view for me to explain it very well. So let's add a view for the stacks out here first before I discuss how it works. We have to add similar to how we add the inventory. Okay, so we have, since we have multiple stores, let's say we have two stores here. So I'm going first to create a slice, and I'm gonna name this a slice. So this will be a store stack out. So stacks out a store. You can rename it something like that. Select the table, so it will be stacks out. So here we have to custom expression. So here we're gonna use just store is equals to 1, since the store the store code is 1. Okay, and then I'm gonna just going to copy this. So this will be stacks out b store, and just change this, and that's it. Save. Then I'm going to add a view. I'm gonna use the stacks out a store first, so I'm gonna just name this abbreviation SO a store. So okay, so let's see. We're gonna use the table view, and let's sort it by date and time, and we're gonna display the latest one, and we can column order here. Let's say first date and time, then let's say we have the user, then we have the store, for example, or we don't need the store because this is a slice already. Okay, and then we're gonna keep this in the menu for the meantime, and later on we're gonna keep this as a reference at the end of this video. Okay, I'm going to copy this again. So this will be stacks out b store. So just select the data, and that's it. Then I'm going to add a view, a new view, and I'm going to name this stacks out. So let's keep it as a dashboard type, and then we're gonna add the entries. So this will be SOA store, and then we have SOB store. I'm going just to change the display. Let's say there's any hand here, or let's say delivery. Let's use this. All right, So we have A store and we have the B store. And we don't need as well to display this plus sign button, because we are going to create new one for that, like what we did for the inventory. So in the stocks out, I don't want to display this. Instead, I'm going to create a new before we create a new action, let's create first a slices for that. This is for the form. So this will be from the stocks out. So this will be new stocks out, and this should be an ads only. The reason for this is we can always modify the form without affecting the other views. Okay, then I'm going to create a new UX and new view, and then I'm going to name this as new stocks out. So this will be new stocks out as well, and this will be a form view, and I'm gonna keep this as a reference. Then I'm gonna just to make it easy for me, I'm gonna just copy the app link and create an action here. So here's the action. So I'm gonna name this a store stocks out. Okay, a store stocks out, and then we can just change it to here, stocks out log. And display, I'm gonna just name this new stocks out. Then maybe enhance, maybe. Okay, or let's say gonna use plus sign here. Let's say this one. So here we're gonna go to another view within this app and paste this and just link to add this one filtered link to form. We wanted to automate the store, so that's the reason of this. So we got the store one. Okay, display as primary. Then I'm going to copy this, and so this will be for the B store. Just change this, keep it to 2. See, if you have a multiple stores, so you have to do 5 or what, depending on how many stores you have. Then in the slices, so where the stacks out, we have these 2 icons, right? Now we have to define in A store, I need to see only this action, and in B store, I wanted to see only this action, and hit save. Let's go back to our stocks out table, and we need to put a user here. So I just simply need to monitor who is the app user who's going to do the stocks out. So I'm just simply use this user email. Okay, user email. Okay, then let's try. So I am now here in stocks out for a store. So if I'm going to add this, uh, the store is automatically filled up, but we wanted to name this stocks out logs entries. It's showing like this. So it should be the if you go to the stocks out table, this is the related. So what you can do, guys, is just to remove this and let's say I'm going to add here new, let's put it stocks out, make it simple. Okay, as you can see, so what is it? Done and save. It's saved. Now, if you are in the stocks out, if you add an item, if you stocks out an item, you have new here. So stores automatically, and the item code here, as you can see, there's a lot here. So what I want is just wanted to see what are those items available in my store in the A store. As you can see, there are in this inventory only I have 3 items there. I don't want to see all the items in the drop down. So here we're gonna have a data validation drop down here, which is in the stacks out log. So look for it. Here you don't want to see all the items only available in the stores. So go to the item code, and you can go to the data validation here, and then what we're gonna do, guys, is we can use a select expression here. So and also I wanted to sort it by alphabetical, so we're gonna sort select. The table is inventory. Okay, the inventory, we're gonna select the item code. Okay, so we're gonna use and also I don't want them to see the available stocks, which is 0. So I don't want them to choose if the available stock is 0. I don't want to show it in the drop down. So we're gonna say here available stocks is, let's say, more than or equals to 1. So I'm allowing 1. Okay, and also this row, the store is equals to store. Okay, then since we wanted to sort it by alphabetical, I'm going to insert here the false. Okay, and let's see how this affect. Now currently you can see all the items. Let's try checking out. So in the inventory in the A store, I have these 3 items only. Adding it, new. So item code, I have here, I can only see 3. Okay, and as you can see, available stocks here is 200, and SOI also. We forgot to put the SOI here. In SOI, since this is a key column, it's mandatory. You can just simply auto compute. You can just put an initial value of unique ID, and also I don't want them to show this. Maybe we can just put this show if is blank this. Now good to go. All right, new. As you can see, I can see only. If I go also to the B store, I can also see what are those items in the B store. All right, to test if this is working, what I can do, I can add, let's say, an item in B store, an additional item to see. Let's say I'm going to add pineapple, and let's say there is 100 there. And then if I'm going add in the B store, I can now see the pineapple, but I cannot see it in A store. All right. Now the goal is, whenever we created or release a stocks, let's say for Apple, So currently it has 100 here as sorry 200. If you put here, let's say 50, so the remaining stacks is 150. I wanted this to reflect in the inventory as well. So here in the inventory, currently there are 300 here in the in a store there are 200. I wanted to automatically minus this one. Okay, to do that, let's create a behavior or an action. So the first action that we need to create, guys, is we have to choose here. So this will be stacks out. I can just name it as stacks out inventory. Okay, so this is for the stacks out inventory. So here we can select set value columns of this row, and then select the select the table. So it will be inventory. Okay, then select the available stacks. Then we can just do not display this. And then we can add a formula here. So the formula for this is we need to look up in the stacks out Give me a second. So we're gonna use here a lookup expression here. So let's say lookup. By the way, guys, this video might be long, you know. So we're gonna use the max row. Max row means the the latest row. Max row in stacks out log. So you're gonna just put this stacks out log. Okay, so stacks out log, and the highest row number there, row number. Okay, the highest row number, wherein in the max row you can put a filter. So a filter there will be item ID, okay, is equals to this row dot ID. So the ID in the inventory here, as you can see in the table here. All right, then close this. Since we have to close to close our lookup expression, so we're gonna look up in outlog, stocks outlog. We're gonna look up what is the key column in our stocks outlog. I think that is SOI. This is the key column, and what will be the result? So we're gonna have the new available stocks. Then close this one. All right. Let's wait. It's still loading. Just wait. Once it's green, it's correct. I don't know why it's keep loading. I'm gonna copy this to see if it's green. It should show something here. Just wait, guys. Let me save if it's okay. Some internet problem maybe. Yeah, it's correct. Then so this is what I use, yeah. So this is what I use, and this is in the inventory table. Now let's create, since we are triggering this in the stacks out, we are going to use another action, or to create another action. Another action, I can call this trigger SO. Okay, so this will be execute an action in the set of rows. So the table will be in the stacks. Sorry, this will be in the stacks out log, and then stacks out log, yeah. Then the reference table will be the inventory. Stacks out log, guys, not stacks out. Then reference action, the action that we created, SO inventory. Then over here in the related, what we're gonna do, guys, is just we need to identify the key column here in the so here we can use a select expression as well. So this in select expression, you need to identify what is the key column in the inventory. So we're gonna use select inventory. Key column in inventory is ID. As you can also see it here in the inventory. So the key is ID. Okay. So what we're gonna do is ID is equals to this row dot item ID. The item ID, guys, this is the concatenation on in the stacks out log. I will show you. So I don't want to I don't like to display this. As I will show you the stacks out log. What is the item ID? Item ID, it is a up formula for this. Okay, a concatenation of store plus item code. Okay, let's save. Now let's see how we're gonna trigger this. So there are two ways to trigger this. It's either by automation or by form save. I'm going just to trigger this in the automation, guys, to make it nice and clean. Okay, so create a custom boot, and I'm gonna just name this SO or stacks out. Configure the event. Configure the event. Create custom event. Event name. New stacks out. I can just name the same. Select the table. So this is only on ads only, and then select the table. Stacks out log. Add step. Custom step. So this will be stacks out. I'm gonna just rename this the same. Run a data action. Select the trigger SO, the one that we created, and save. Okay, now let's try. Let's try if it's make sure, guys, in stacks out you just allow ads. So you know, once it's set up, there's no way you can edit it. Okay, and also here, once it's set up, there's no way you can edit it. This is for system protection. You know, once you put in the system, there should be no one can edit it. But we can delete. I will show you later on. Okay. So now in the inventory, I would like to do that. So now in the A store, we have 200 each in each product. Let's going to have a stacks out in A store. Select A store. So this will be in A store. New. So item code here is Apple. So I'm gonna just, now there are 200 available stocks currently. I'm going to reduce it to 50. Okay, save. I'm going to add as well, what is this? Stocks outlog. Just a second. Let's fix, there is warning here. Let's fix the labeling. Okay, let's do it later. Okay, let's fix this view here. So this view here is inline. Okay, inline. So we want them to show only, let's say, let's make it as a table. I need only to show them the item code, then the unit, and then the price. Oh, what is this inventory? Oh, sorry, this is not the one. inline stock out slug inline. Okay, here we go. So I want them to show the item code, then the quantity first, then we have the total amount, then maybe we can put here unit and unit price. Let's put this one. Let's save first. Okay, new, let's say Apple. I wanted to release 50, so there should be 150 left. Then new again, let's say banana 50 also. So I can add another items. Let's say I'm going to add grapes, and let's say 50 there. So okay, so the end result, we should deduct in the inventory 50-50 each, right? Once we save, then once we go to our inventory, this one should become 150. Just wait until it sync. And also, for much faster syncing, there is what we call the new features in AppSheet. You can just here in offline sync, make sure quick sync is enabled. Yeah, as you can see, guys, it becomes 150. I'm going to stacks out again with the same items. Okay, see, as you can see here, this is the stacks out for the store. These are the items. I'm going to stacks out again with the same item. Let's see if it's deducted as well. So Apple 50, let's say 100. Let's make it less, 50 also. Let's say 2 items for now. Let's say I want grapes. Okay, once it's saved, if you go to the inventory, this grapes and apple should become 100. Just wait until it syncs. Okay, now it's become 100 and 100, right? So we are done for the stacks out. Now let's proceed for the, how about adding stacks? Okay, let's add the stacks. So let's add these two tables. First, in the stacks in, we have the same structure with stacks out. Okay, so stacks in here. Oh, guys, sorry. Before we proceed that, let's try the another store. If it's deduct, so I'm going to add Apple. As you can see, I have 4 items here, and let's say there are 300 there. Let's say I'm going to add 50. I'm going to release or stacks out 50. Let's say pineapple. There are 100 there, so I'm going to release 50. Once I save, so if you go to the B store and then in the inventory in the B store, it's deducted. So this should become 250 and this should become 50 once the sync is done. Okay, if you cannot wait for the sync, you can sync it automatically. As you can see, it's become 250 and become 50. Correct? So we are all know that stacks out is working now. Let's create now the let's add a table for the stacks in. So basically, stacks in and stacks in lag is the same principle with stacks out. So the difference of this is we're going to minus in the inventory. We have date, store, item code. These are for the stacks in lag. Here, stacks in ID. So stacks in also is the same. I'm going to add these two table. Then I'm gonna add stacks in lag as well. Okay, let's review first the stocks in table here. Same procedure, guys. What we have to do here is the ID is a unique ID as well, and we're gonna just set this to is blank this. Okay, then date and time, it should be now. And should be changed the column type into now, and here is ignore seconds. And user, I just needed to capture the user email. As you can see here in the inventory, it capture in the stocks out, it captures the user email. Okay, and then the store should be reference type. This is correct. Then let's review the stocks in log. Same procedure with stocks out. Key column should be stocks in, and it should be unique ID. I mean SII means stocks in ID. Of course, this is editable. Is blank this. Then ID is a reference. ID is a reference of this time stocks in, and make sure you tick this one is part of. And then item ID, this is the same as last time in the stocks out. We have to concatenate the store dash item code. Let's save first. Let's start in the top of the column, yeah? I mean of the table. Date and time should be date time. So the date time, it should be the same with the stocks in. So we're using the referencing stocks in here. Store will be a reference, which is already there. And then we can also use it whatever in the stocks in. If you followed in stocks out what I did, it will be the same as well. Item code, this will be a reference, and this is mandatory. So the reference will be items. And here the same goes. Whatever is allocated in the stores, they can only add that item. So we can put here a data validation. So this will be sort inventory. Inventory, item code, and this row, or let's say, yeah, it's fine. This row, the item ID is equals to ID in the factor in the inventory here. And of course, available stocks is more than or equals to 1. Okay. Since we wanted to sort it by alphabetical, so let's put false. Same procedure in stocks out log. Okay. Just wait until it's green. Let's try to save something network problem. I guess it's okay. Yeah, it's correct, guys. Then so this is what I use in item code in stacks in data validation, same as what we did in stacks out. Then next is unit. It should be automatic, so it will be from the items table, the referencing in items table. Insert the unit price, insert the unit price, choose the item table, and of course the quantity is a number, total amount should be a price. We can configure the decimal digits and currency, let's say this, and we can use the up formula, which is only quantity multiply by unit price. Available stocks is a number type, same as well with this. Okay, and over here in the quantity is mandatory, and over in the available stocks it will be the same with the outstock slug, what we did. So we can look up the we can use lookup here in the available stocks. So we're gonna look up in the lookup this row item ID. We're gonna look up where? We're gonna look up in the inventory. We're gonna look up the ID of the inventory. And what will be the result? Available stocks. Should be correct. Then here in the available stocks, instead of it was minus before, this time it will be plus, because we are stocks in. Okay, plus quantity and save. So now we're going to add the view in our stocks in. Same goes with the stocks out. We are going to create a slice based on a store. So this will be a store stocks in. Select the table stocks in, and expression will be store is equals to 1. I'm going to copy again. Store is equals to 2. Create a view. So this will be how I name this, SO. So this will be SIA store. Select the slice that you created, stocks in, and let's keep it as a table, and we're gonna sort it by the date and time. The latest one is on the top. Then here we can define it by how we arrange it, and the stocks out will be the same. You can do that. So date time, then just the user, for example. That's all. And we're gonna keep this in the menu, and later on we can hide it. And I'm going to copy this again. So this will be B store and change it. Then next is we're going to add the view, and I'm gonna call this stocks in. This time it will be a dashboard type, and add that entries that we created. So we added SI then B store. Okay, and then since this is I designed this in the stop and the mobile, so I'm gonna just maybe delivery here, or maybe truck. We have any truck here? So maybe this one, stocks in. I'm gonna use this. All right, save. I hope you're still okay, guys, and this is really a pretty long video. This is a full tutorial. Okay, so we're going to hide this plus sign, same as what we did before. Let's go to the stocks in, because we're going to add okay, so now here, now let's create a slice, new slice, and this will be new stocks in. This will be in stocks in. This should be an ads only. Let's create a view. Create new view, and this will be in the reference, and this should be, oh, where is it? This will be a new stocks in. Choose that new stocks in you created in the stocks in table, and this should be a form type. Keep it in the reference type, and what you're gonna do is just copy this, and let's create two actions for this. Let's save first. Let's create a new action for stocks in. So this will be what you get this a store okay. Go to another view within this app, new stocks in. We're gonna use link to form. So this time this store, we're gonna put a value here. It's equals to 1. Okay. Display is primary, and display, I'm gonna just name this very simple news. Then you can have here maybe truck. Okay, let's use that action, and I'm going to copy this. This time it will be the B store. Let's change this. Save. Okay, so here we have to define the slices. So we can add in the slice, we need only, they cannot update this, of course. We need only this one, and also B store. So now we have stocks in, B store, stocks in. Okay, here we go. Give me a second. The B store here, I added it wrong. So let's say B store, anything in the B store here. B store. Let's find this view. I don't know why there's values here. Ah, that's why it's inventory. It should be B store. Should be stocks in, guys. We don't have yet value. Okay, so we have here, correct? Now our goal is whenever we do a stocks in, oh, we have to change this also. Let's go to the table stocks in. This one, you can just rename this, delete it, and here we go. Stocks in, and save. New. Okay. There we go. Just save it. Okay. So guys, we are going to test now the stocks in, and new here. Oh, we cannot do stocks in here. Just a second. Let's review the stocks in item code, stocks in log. I guess we did something wrong here. In stocks in, we don't need actually to have the available stocks become 0. We can just remove the available stocks. So we can just, this row item ID is equals to ID. We can just do that. Sorry for the confusion. Okay, let's try. Oh, sorry. The item code is not the, it should be actually the, this row, it should be a store, guys. Sorry, got just this mistake. This row that store is equals to store. That's why. That's why we're not seeing an item. Then you're gonna sort it by false. So if you can see in the stocks out log, it should be the same as well. You can see here, store is equals to store. That's the reason why we're not seeing an item when we are testing. All right, let's add new stocks, item code. Okay, now we can see here. Okay, so currently there are available stocks, but this should be not editable. Let's not, this available stock should be not editable, and new available stock should be not editable also. So what we're gonna do is you go to the stocks in log. Copy this. Same goes here. All right. New. Okay, here we go. Item code, say Apple. Quantity, let's say 15. So you can see here the new available. So it's adding, yeah. So now what we have to do is we can just define this form. You can define the form. What are those items that you wanted to see as well, yeah? Sorry, not this, not this. Here in the stacks in. So now the goal is whenever we select an items here and we put a quantity here, it should add in the stacks in the inventory in a specific store. So to do that, let's go to the behavior. It will be also the same procedure, but a little bit just it will be plus. Okay, just a second. So first action, it will be from the inventory table. I'm gonna just name this stocks in. So here we're gonna choose set value columns of this row, available stocks, and this time what we can do is we can just copy the previous one that we have, stocks SO. Okay. So I'm gonna just name this the same SI inventory. We can copy this same SO inventory in the stocks out, just we need to replace the table. So here's okay. So instead of stocks out log, what we need is stocks in log. Item ID is the same, this row.id. Then here stocks in log, and the key column there is SII, new available stocks. That's the good thing if you are naming the columns in same way. This will be easy for you to do. Okay, it should be correct. Row number, stocks in log, new available stocks. I'm going just to copy this in case. Then I don't want to display this. Let's save first. Second action is SI trigger. So this will be the stocks in SI inventory trigger. So this will be in stocks in log. Then execute action, set of rows. Then reference is the inventory. The action that you created, SI inventory, then same goes, will be select inventory, ID is the key column, ID, we can keep it ID is equals to this row dot item ID, and that's it. Do not display, and we wanted to trigger this new boot, create custom boot. So this is stocks in, and select the table stocks in log. Okay, and it should be on ads only. Then here, this will be stocks in, run data action, and select the action, the trigger one, SI trigger inventory. Now let's test. I guess this is the best way to test in the big screen. Let's open it in the desktop.